And welcome back, everyone. Welcome back. Hope you enjoyed that lovely brutal OST as we have returned with the upper semifinals of the Tenacious Turtle Tussle number 13. If you're in the chat, predictions are open. Place your bets on how you think this series will unfold. It is up to you to decide. For now, though, we are getting into this and spawning in the top left-hand corner of Golden Aura. We have the Australian Protoss player representing Berserker Esports. It is Sepheron. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner, we'll have to adjust the name. Un momento, por favor, here as we do set things up. There we go. In the bottom right-hand corner, we have the American Protoss player representing Team Super. It is Nina. Here we go. Again, the PvPs are upon us, and we already have a quite a different opener here. Nina going for a double gate opener on the high ground, meanwhile Sepheron going for a gate expand on the low ground instead. What looks to be an economic opener out of our pink Protoss, and more of a standard opener here from our blue Protoss player. Now, when Nina gets across the map, when she scouts this, she has a decision to make. She can either go for an all-in and try to punish this economic build of Sepheron as he's going for a gate expand before Cybercore. Very greedy build, very greedy here from Sepheron. And because of this, Nina is going to be behind in the economy. In a mirror matchup, this is brutal, but that's why Nina has a choice. She can either go for an all-in, she can go for a Stargate follow-up, as her tech of choice to get into an Oracle to get economic damage done, or we can go in a different direction entirely. We shall see. There's always like the goal bases available, so we can try and be crazy and take that, which at this level of play is maybe a little bit too fancy, a little bit too out of the norm. There we go, proxy pylon. Nina is going for a one base all-in. This should be for a proxy robo. Should be. Stalkers are on the way. Again, this is kind of the dynamic that plays out here when it comes to these specific openers. Nina can't just expand from here because she's just going to be behind, and it's going to be on Sepheron to defend. Meanwhile, is going for a robo, and it's on the low ground as well. Bold move. All the productions here on the low ground with a robo follow. This is going to be for Immortal production to try and defend. Meanwhile, Nina is going for a Twilight Council. I assumed that it would be a proxy robo from Nina, but no, it's going to be a Twilight Council. This is going to be for Blink. We should be seeing some gateways thrown down across the map. Pylon is thrown down from Sepheron just to make sure that there is no expansion. And there is that gateway. So 3-gate Blink on the way from Nina. It's going to be on Sepheron to survive. Now we should be able to crank out one Immortal at least. Now the downside, the difference between a Robo or a Stargate is that with Immortals, they of course are limited to the ground, and it can be a little bit awkward kind of controlling them, especially with a congested natural base location. So we'll see how good the control is going to be. There we go. We have 3 gateways back at home, 1 gateway across the map. It's 4-gate Blink. It's 4-gate Blink here from Nina on 1 base. Immortals on the way. The other added advantage, of course, of Blink is that Nina can try and go straight for the main. If she gets high ground vision, we can try to dive into the main base instead and just bypass this entire setup. As Nina does confirm the rope. She's aware of the Immortals. Now, to get high ground vision, Nina is going to have to warp in a sentry at some point. With a sentry, she gains access to a hallucination, and she can, of course, get high ground vision that way. Otherwise, she has to focus on her assault here at the natural base. So far, 1 shield battery, 1 Immortal. This feels a little bit lacking here. The shields are triggered. Sepheron trying to keep up with this production, throwing down 2 more gateways. He's ahead in the economy. We can 2-shot Stalkers. 1 goes down already. A good trade from Nina. Does take some hull damage. We do have the sentry. Force fields are also available. There we go. We cut off the army. We take down another Stalker. And we can go straight for the robo. Second Immortal comes out, but it's stuck. No, it's on the wrong side of the wall. Overcharge going to try to keep it alive. And oh my god, we do so much damage. The Immortals, they do bust through. That's going to be 3 Stalkers going down for Nina. That was a hefty loss. Yeah, Sentry is going to back off. Stalker is going to dance with the army. We have a 3rd Immortal on the way. As the Immortal count gets higher, the stronger the defense. Aye. We now have 3 immortals. We have a 4th immortal in production, and I don't know how we break through this. I don't know if we can. Not without a force field. Again, the goal here is to throw down a force field to slice up this army and to pick it apart. Adepts are going to shade in. Going to be threatening a shade into the main. Forcing back the army, exposing the Robo, and this time we will get it. Robo goes down, only 3 immortals, big pick off. This is another downside of having the Robo on the low ground. It was exposed. Just like that, Nina does stifle the production of immortals. Adepts, they shade into the main base. 2 Adepts can one-shot workers. They get 2. 2 workers go down at the same time. We did have a pylon in the main base of Nina, and probes are also going down, forcing a warp in back at home. Oh, Nina, she lost 8 probes. We barely did miss that. But we have high ground vision. We can just avoid all these shield batteries. And we go straight for the main, and Sepheron does not have vision, is not aware. Not until now. Probes are going down. Sepheron trying to push up a ramp into this army. Again, good control. Immortals are being focused down one after the other. Good blinks here from Nina as well, and she's just picking this army apart. Down goes every single immortal. And now there are only gateway units. The boys are being pulled, but it's too little too late. There is nothing left here for Sepheron. Only 1 Stalker left. We have some reinforcements coming in. Nina, her army is getting very low. Very battered, very bruised. Units are being focused down, but again, it's still too much. GG gets called, and Nina will take game number 1. Ooh, GG. Oh my god. GG, well played. Nina does take the first game, pulling off barely that 1 base all in. Does barely pull it off. Again, a big reason for this, as we do set up the scores, there we go. A big reason for this was that exposed Robo on the low ground. Again, typically we do throw down the tech a little bit further back. Even despite that, though, the fact that Sepheron just wasn't able to keep up with the positioning, with the movement of Nina, we do see Maxfax is amazing at this. Maxfax, he is one to throw down a safety pylon on the high ground and a shield battery on the high ground as well, foreseeing the possibility of a dive into the main. As we saw, Sepheron just didn't have that on his mind, wasn't prepared for that scenario, and was shut down. Was shut down in the end. As we're getting into game 2. Game 2, I believe, is going to be on hard lead. I believe, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, that was that was an intense game. Intense game there. Again, Sepheron, he was so close to just pulling off that defense, to getting up to critical mass of immortals. Barely didn't get there though. Did not get there. We are getting ready for that next game, and again, I do feel like a lot of this is going to be map dependent. After game 1, I don't think we really got to see too much of. Obviously, we didn't get to see too much of their mid game play, or how well their macro can really pair against each other. Obviously, Nina's coming in as the favorite player, but like we saw from Stardash, upsets can occur, and we could even force an ace match. Personally, I hope so. You know, I want us to go the distance. I want us to go all the way, as far as we can. I want all the games, Bobby, all the games. Rip sleep. It's feels bad, man. Sleep would be nice, but we don't get that. Not yet, not yet. As we are just, yeah, getting ready for that next game. And yeah, depending on the map, it will also dictate how they do want to play things out. Whether we see another economic greedy opener out of Sepheron, which I feel like to me goes against his playstyle. I'm honestly quite used to seeing Sepheron be the aggressor instead and be in the face of his opponent. There we go. So we are getting into hard lead. Beautiful. And it's on our players here, and there we go. They are ready. We're diving into this, diving into game number 2. Game number 2. The PvP will continue, and it's going to be crazy if Sepheron goes for another gate expand on this map, specifically because the rush distance by ground is so short. It's such a short rush distance. Oh boy, not easy to defend, not easy to hold on. So I expect to see some double gate openers instead. I hope so. Oh, we're changing colors. Vámonos. And spawning in the bottom right-hand corner here, the bottom right-hand corner of Hard Lead, we have the Australian Protoss player, the pink Protoss representing Berserker Esports, down in this series, but not out. It is Sepheron. And spawning in the top left-hand corner, we have his opponents. We have the... Oh! My God. We have the American Protoss player representing Team Super. Up in this series, it is Nina. I think that's for Dave. I think she's referring to Dave. Ay. Oh. I think they're talking. Oh, never mind. But maybe she's talking to Sepheron. I don't know. It's possible. For now, we do have... Oh my God, we're doubling down. This is the Sepheron we know and love. It is going to be a 3-gate, proxy 3-gate here from Sepheron. Going to be doubling down here on the aggression. Going completely all in. The turns have tabled. Last game, it was Nina going for one base all in. This time, it is going to be Sepheron. We do have a full scout. The gases have been scouted. I should say the lack of gases have been confirmed from Nina. She knows how committed Sepheron is. Back at home, Nina going for a second gateway, a second pylon just to make sure everything stays powered. Cybercore as well. Zealot is on the way. A safety Zealot as Sepheron is just, doubling down here. Getting into Zealots eventually into some higher tech. Boys are being pulled. And so far, we go for the full wall. Nina goes for the full wall up. She's accurately kind of reading what is happening here. Cybercore gets thrown down. These Zealots, they can't really do much of anything. So far, the wall is solid. The Zealots, they try to bust through. But we have the Stalker on the way. Oh, and it's going to take quite some time to break through this. We have a shield battery as well. The gateway is taking some hull damage. It's actually getting quite low. Stalker DPS is low. We can bust in. But we have a second wall behind this. Ay. We have a secondary wall. We have a Zealot as a part of this as well. We are not busting in. But that's still a massive wave of Zealots here for Sepheron. There we go. Zealots are getting picked off. The second gateway is going to eventually fall. There is no second wall. We barely don't have one. And Sepheron is breaking in. Down to 3 Zealots and 1 Stalker left. The shield battery finishes up just in time. And our goal here to focus down that Stalker. We break. Oh, we lock it in. There's no escape. There is no escape for that Stalker. Zealots are going down. Barely. And it looks like Nina, she's held. She has held at this point. The Zealots go down. We try to recall the Stalker. Too little too late. The Stalker falls as well. It's 3 Stalkers to 2. And Nina has the defender's advantage. She has the high ground, shield batteries, even has the confidence to force this all the way back to the proxy. A bit of an overextension from Nina. Reinforcements are about to come out. She does spot the gateways and should back off. Behind this, Twilight Council's on the way, a third gateway as well. Sepheron trying to transition himself with just more gateways. Nina sees this, Nina confirms this. And Sepheron is running out of steam. And Nina up in Stalkers. Ah. And we do have Nina just forcing this all the way back. Again, good control, good kiting here from Nina. Able to pull back against the army of Sepheron. Does take a volley to the face, but we have shield batteries. We can top up. We can heal up. Nina, even with a proxy pylon across the map, she can technically warp in back at home. Or back across the map. And Surfbar, good control out of Nina, pulling back the weakened Stalkers. And she's just out controlling, out trading Sepheron here. And it's just a numbers game at this point. The Stalkers, they have to pull back. GG gets called, it's just too much, and Nina will take the series 2-0, advancing on to the grand finals. GG. GG, well played. Game 1, Nina pulls off the one-base all-in. Game number 2, she defends against the one-base all-in. So just flexing her skill here, excelling in both aspects of PvP. I say both aspects. We didn't really get to sink our teeth into a mid-game, into like a back-and-forth stable economy. But look, that's not what we're here for, okay? That's that's not what we're here for when it comes to PvPs. GG, congratulations. Congratulations to Nina. But yeah, that's not what we want out of these PvPs. Anita will advance on to the grand finals to face off against a player that has been patiently waiting. It is going to be Nina versus Vindicta. Let's go.